Hey guys, it's the kid with ADHD here, bringing you guys another video in HD. But as you can probably tell by this sad background music, and I'm sure the title, today's episode or video, it's gonna be a little different, and it's gonna be about the Boston bombing that happened on April 13th, 2013. The Boston bombing was something that kind of set a little bit of history, and definitely something that we should all recognize. And I thought it'd be appropriate to make a video to kind of open your guys' eyes up and kind of see what happened, because I'm sure not all of you really learned about it or honestly really cared. And I kind of want to let you guys know what went on, and hopefully this will get to you a little bit, and hopefully you will realize what all happened. So first off, I want to start off by kind of telling the story of it, and then I can kind of go over it. So to begin with, the Boston bombing happened on April 13th, 2013. So exactly 1 year ago on the Monday that is coming up, and this will be uploaded probably on Sunday. So on that day, it was the Boston Marathon. The Boston Marathon is, of course, there's multiple people that run a marathon. The whole city of Boston gets together and they hang out and they run. And then there are these two Al-Qaeda guys that had this great idea of just blowing up stuff, and I guess they think it's nice to take out completely harmless, just innocent human beings. And what they did was there were two of them, and they were brothers, and I don't know their names. I'm sure you could find them, but what basically happened was they each had a backpack, and each backpack was filled with these explosives, and they took these backpacks and they put them kind of on the sideline where everyone was watching, and these backpacks were filled with explosives. Like they were huge. They were called pipe bombs, and these pipe bombs did so much damage. And what happened was each brother, they placed a backpack far apart from each other, and basically they placed it and they walked away. Those selfish people, just two selfish brothers, said, I'm gonna blow them up, and they put backpacks down, they walked away, and about an hour later the first brother triggers the first backpack and kaboom, first one goes off. 12 seconds later the second backpack goes off, and throughout all of that, 3 dead, 264 injured from 2 pipe bombs, which is crazy to think about. And one of the ones that was dead was an 8-year-old boy who probably that day or whatever day probably came home from school, came home from the 2nd grade with his Spider-Man backpack, had his fruity Cheerios for a snack, and his mom was like, go do your homework, and he was like, no. And then he went and played his Xbox and played Minecraft that day. That's the kind of innocent guy that was taken out for no reason. And I feel that there should be a little bit more recognition on what had happened on April 13th, 2013. So this Monday will be the 1st year anniversary of many. I'm sure you guys in your lifetime will hear about the 25th anniversary, and when stuff like this happens, it makes people not want to go to these big events. It worries us to see, and whenever this kind of stuff happens, it makes more and more people deploy, and it makes us have to be a little bit even more on edge. And anytime you guys see something that looks suspicious, always see something, say something. You will always, anytime something looks weird, you need to tell someone about it. Because if all it had to take was one person to say, hey, this backpack doesn't look right, somebody open it up, or someone, figure out what's going on. All it took was for someone to see something, say something. And I'm not saying it's their fault, nowhere near that. I'm just saying that we can prevent these if you guys would just say it. Just say what's going on. and it's incredibly sad to think what had happened to those innocent Americans. So in this video, there's going to be some pictures popping up. I'm sure they already have, and then it's just going to be some pictures of just kind of what happened, and I hope that you guys can take a minute of silence on Monday. And I don't know exactly what time, but take some time throughout the day, even if it's as soon as you wake up. Take a minute of silence to think about those that was lost that day, the people that had nothing wrong with them, that you know, they were just there watching a normal marathon to all of a sudden have an explosion go off. That's crazy. So I highly encourage that you guys maybe read a little bit about it, or watch a documentary, or do something to learn a little bit about it, and take a moment of silence that day. But anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys kind of enjoyed this kind of downer video, but I think it was something that really needed to be said. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next weekend.